I wasn't gonna cry because my daughter was here. Chris Rose, Jim came out here and went, shh. I went, don't do that. Shh. That's a private joke between me and my guy. I want to say hello to my wonderful wife, Natasha. I don't get to talk to her at the house, so I had to say hi here. You cute, man, wow. And my beautiful daughter, Tyler. And Snoop's wife, I'm joking. Y'all see Snoop's wife? She went and just had it. Y'all ever watch the show? Snoop's show is hot. I just wonder if Snoop walked like that to the bed. What's up, baby? Got a lot of people. Michael Strahan was here. Hey, Nicole is here. How you been? Oh, this is hot. Everybody give yourself a hand, for real. Thanks. My partner and my chief of staff, Sandra Rabin is here. She did a lot of work, so she's probably sitting way back there somewhere. That's an inside joke, too. All right, our next presenter is a surfing pioneer and today's best-known big surfer, big wave surfer. He's a tremendous athlete. He's handsome enough to be a model. I'm not saying that from me, I read that. And he's married to a good friend of mine. He's a tremendous athlete. Ladies and gentlemen, my man, Laird Hamilton.
Well, John's his usual humor, you know. I just, first of all, I'd like to say what an honor it is to be amongst, the most generous people, obviously, in Los Angeles, because you're either here giving or you're not. And then what an honor it is to be amongst such driven people. You know, as an athlete, I think people forget that just being good at something is not enough. It's like, okay, you're great at your sport, but that's not enough. You have to be also great off the court. And someone that is a great person will have a lot better life than the greatest athlete that just doesn't have anything to say or anything to do. And I think it's our responsibility as examples to the kids, as examples of being generous, as examples of being men, to conduct ourselves in a certain kind of responsible way. And I'm not here really to talk about that. I'm just taking this opportunity to share some of my opinions. They might not be the opinions of this broadcast, but one thing is for sure is I'm here because of somebody really special to me personally, and I'm also really proud of her as a person. And it just happens to be that she's my wife, and that's nice too. So I just like to roll the piece on Gabby, and just Gabby is an incredible, athlete, an incredible mother, an incredible person, and my hero. And I would be only half the man that I am today, without her, and and I got a long way to go. So check Gabby out. I know I have.
Yes, as you might imagine, Gabrielle Reece was born a California girl, but she was actually raised in St. Thomas in the U.S. Virgin Islands. It wasn't until the 11th grade that she returned to the U.S. and took up sports.
I didn't really even pick up the game on a full pace until I was a junior in high school. And because I was so tall, well, it's not like I'm not tall now, but because of my height then, you're sort of very apologetic for it. You just want to stay out of the way. And so I wasn't really like, oh, I want to be good at this game and aggressive. I was just like, well, okay, I'll give it a try. And then I really fell in love with the sport, I think, in college, because I started to maybe figure it out a little. I had a great coach, and it was a great environment. And then I think on the beach, and then also growing up a little bit, I think young women versus adult women are a lot less aggressive. I always say, get me a player with a kid or two, and she's way tougher than any kid coming out of college. And so I think as I felt comfortable with trying to be aggressively pursuing volleyball, those sort of things happened, I think, on the beach. So it was kind of really slow. process for me.
Many schools wanted Gabby, but she chose to accept a volleyball scholarship from Florida State University. Her natural talent could have allowed her to work at it less than other athletes, but it didn't.
When you've been given a lot and you have a lot of opportunities, you go, God, I'm gonna work even more for this. So then when people are critical of me, I don't have to feel guilty, like I know. And of course, you still look at it like, you still look like you're lucky, but on top of it, you go, hey, at least I'm working too.
The hard work came naturally to Gabby.
I spend 85% of my time training and trying to play volleyball. So I think I connect most with that person. But the other things that I do, I think they're just sort of an extension of, other parts of my personality. I like the grind of sports, and it's really humbling, and you have to grovel. And if you do something well, it's because you've worked to do it well, not because someone just gave it to you. It's not like, okay, we like you, we like the way your hair looks, so we're gonna give it to you. It's like, no, you had to work to do that, and if you do it well, it's because you trained for it, and if you get beat, it's because, in an honest way, someone was better than you.
After college, Reece continued to play volleyball, winning championships with both her women's beach volleyball league and her Nike team. Yes, Gabby was perfect for Nike, a perfect combination of athlete and model.
American woman, mama, let me be.
I always say that stuff, the TV, the modeling, the endorsements, all that stuff is the song and dance I say that supports my habit of playing beach volleyball. I would be stupid to just ignore the part of that image that does help me with the other things, and it opens up other doors. And so, I don't fight against it. Probably more people know me for other things than volleyball. They have the idea like, oh, it's an afterthought that I play volleyball. I think it's changed and more over the years. The sports part has grown, but I've come to the point in my life where I'm doing it for myself, and people are going to pick out what they want about you anyway. Some people may only respond to the fact that you're an athlete. Some people might only see that they think you look like a certain way. So I think you just kind of go with it. I think as long as I'm portraying an authentic image, I'm cool with whatever people are taking out of it.
Still a beach girl at heart, Gabby moved to Hawaii with husband and big wave surfer Laird Hamilton, where she has added motherhood to her impressive list of accomplishments.
Ladies and gentlemen, Gabby Reece.
Trouble because Laird didn't really know about all of this, I think, until about 30 minutes before we left the house this evening. He doesn't like schedules, so I don't really tell him very much. And I just said, hey, we're going to this thing, and you're going to have to introduce me, and here's your suit, and let's go. And
I'm like a suit, a bathing suit?
Yeah. So we have our 4-year-old, Reese is sitting over there, and our 4-month-old who's sitting upstairs. So he just, I'm sure I'm going to get it later, but that's another story. First of all, I would just like to say the real reason I'm here, besides being invited and being honored, really is to participate in something that I think is really important, which is health, and for doing all that we can when we can. And I think athletes really get in touch with this early. If you ever have an injury, I'm talking the smallest injury, like, oh, your toe hurts or you twist an ankle, you have to get knee surgery. It can be a really big deal. And what we're talking about here tonight is something, far greater and far more serious. And there's competitions and games and Super Bowls and what have you, and then there's life. And I think, obviously, health and good health for life is the most critical. And now, being a mom, when my kids are either not sleeping or, driving me crazy, I say, but at least they're healthy, And at the end of the day, if at any time I can use the things I've done in my past, in my career, to support other people who are working really hard to help find ways to help others and to have good health, I'm there 100%. And sport has been one of the greatest gifts in my life, that I was actually able to do it. And I think that sometimes as an athlete, it's very easy to forget that, because you sort of then becomes your right. You are working very hard. But at the end of the day, it's one of the ultimate gifts to be able to perform and to use your vehicle to do something that ultimately you really is a lot of fun and that you love to do. And so I actually look at my athletic career as a very small part for some of the more important things that I hope to be doing with the rest of my career, you know, as long as I'm here on the earth. So I would like to just thank everyone here for participating and contributing, and for helping, and everyone at Cedars and all their wonderful work and the Sports Spectacular. This is a big event, and just say that really it's me who's honoring all of you, and just to say thank you for that. So I hope you enjoy yourself tonight, and Laird, thank you. And anytime that I can come and get honored the same night as Michael Strahan, you know, how could I turn that down? So thanks, you guys. Bye.
Whatever she said, happy wife, happy life.